Hi Flosstube, it's Lorraine with Rags to Stitches USA. Today is Friday, February 16th, and it's been a little while since I made a video. My husband and I were watching the Olympics the other night, and he turned to me and he said, "It's been a while since you've made a video, hasn't it?" And I said, "Well, yeah, I guess. Do you watch my videos?" And he said, "Well, yeah, I watch your videos." I had no idea that man was a subscriber. So, hey baby. So I'm going to make another video. I think he probably just wanted to see me do my hair and put on some makeup because I don't do that much anymore. So I think he was tired of seeing me in sweatpants and plain faced. So I fixed up for a little bit for you guys and for him today. So he'll be a little surprised when he sees this or when he comes home tonight. The last time I made a video, my mom, I think, was getting sick. We were both sick. And she did get the crud, and it pretty much set her back. She got very weak, and at the time we were going to outpatient rehab. She has since had to stop that, and we now have home health care coming out. And so for those of you that have asked about her, she's still doing okay, but she has had a bit of a setback. So I would appreciate you continuing to pray for her. I haven't made a video because I really didn't think I had that much to share. And then when my husband kind of prompted me, I thought, well, I really don't have a lot to share. But I also know that when I watch videos and some of the other Flosstubers say that they don't have much to share, I enjoy what they do say. And it's good to see them, and I enjoy seeing what little they do have to show. So I'm hoping that that will be the case for y'all too today. I do have a few things that I can show you. There are days that I don't get any stitching done at all. Many days I don't get any stitching done at all. I do good just to get clothes on some days. Some days it's a pajama day with but you know, then other days go smoothly and I do get a little bit of stitching done. So I'll show you a little bit of that. I will show you some of my whips. Some things that I'm working on are gifts, and I think I mentioned that in my last video too. And I can't really show those because some people may watch this that I'm unaware of, like my husband. Who knew? So I don't want to show some of these in case some of the recipients are watching. I do want to focus a lot this year on making gifts, and not necessarily just cross-stitch gifts, but other little handmade things, whether it's a handmade card or you know, a paper piecing or a quilt, little small things. But I do want to do some handmade things because I know personally I love getting things made from the heart, and so I'm hoping the recipients of my gifts will as well. One thing that I enjoy watching as a Flosstuber is the segment that I think Teresa, the kitten stitcher, started, and that was the what I'm all into's and it's not my favorites, those kind of things. So I thought I'd share mine, a couple of mine today with you anyway. One of the things that I've been all into has been organization. That does not come naturally for me. It's not a gift that God bestowed upon me, but I am an organizational wannabe, and so I have been working on trying to get a lot of my cross stitch organized a little bit, and I'll show you some of that in a little bit. But that's one of the things that I'm all into. Another thing that I have been all into has been, and I've been into this for a while, I have enjoyed this for a while, is diffusing essential oils. I've been doing this for several years, and I love it. I love just the way that it makes your house smell, your room smell, but I also like the benefits of the way they make me feel. Some oils are good for headaches. Some are good for relaxation, like if you have trouble sleeping at night. Diffusing a little bit of lavender will help. Peppermint is good for headaches, and I think that's how I got started. I have migraines. I've had them all my life. I think I was diagnosed when I was 6. So I think I started diffusing the peppermint, and it helped. And my kids used to make fun of me for using the oils, you know. I think they thought it was like snake water or something. But a couple of my children also have migraines, and so I started diffusing the peppermint for them, and it helped. And so they thought, well, maybe that's not so crazy after all. And in the last couple of years, my daughter has become more and more sensitive to the different pollens, and allergy season just tears her up. And she has found that if she diffuses certain oils, it really helps her too. So they have become believers. So I have, especially with Mom lately, I have been trying out some different things to diffuse in her room. There are days when she's very blue, and she just doesn't want to go on. And I have been able to diffuse some things that have really helped to lift her spirits a little bit. And I have got all different kinds of diffusers. I do not sell essential oils. I've got lots of friends that do, but I'm not particularly brand loyal. I have some of the direct sales oils. I have some that I bought online, some that I bought at health food stores, some that I even bought at Walmart, I think. And this little diffuser here, this is a diffuser for those of y'all that don't know. See, yeah, you can see the steam coming out. It's just, it's not even steam, it's just a very fine mist, but it doesn't leave a residue on your tabletop or anything. But I got this one at Walmart for, I don't know, 12 bucks or something like that. But anyway, today I've got some, I'm in a weird mood today, so I've got orange and cinnamon, which is a fall scent, and it's one of the warmest days we've had around here. I think today it's in the 70s here in Georgia. So why I'm diffusing fall scents, I don't know. I'm just in a fall frame of mind. I don't know why. Anyway, that's another thing that I've been into that has really seemed to help Mom a little bit lately. One thing that is not my favorite is I'm not real fussy with my nails. As you can see, I don't do much with my nails. But I got in a crazy mood the other day, and I wanted to paint my nails and feel pretty. So I had gotten some Sally Hansen Miracle Gel. Now, I don't go to the salon and get my nails done because I don't leave the house anymore. But even when I could leave the house, I never spent the money on manicures, and I know a lot of people do, and they love having their nails done. That's just not been something that has appealed to me. But the other day I wanted to do my nails. So I bought this Miracle Gel from Sally Hansen. Let's see. And this color is, I don't know if you can read that or not. Not Me is what this color is. It is definitely not me, and I can't see it. But anyway, so I decided I was going to do my nails, this gel stuff that's supposed to last, you know, for over a week. So we were watching the Olympics, and so I did my nails while I was watching the Olympics and got them all. It's just a two-step process. You do 1 or 2 coats with this first coat, and then you follow it up with a top coat. And so I did that, and then I lay back in the recliner like a mummy and didn't move so that my nails would dry. And that little manicure lasted 2 days. 2 days. It wasn't worth the time that I invested in it. And so Sally Hansen's Miracle Gel was no miracle for me, and it was not my favorite. I hope if some of y'all have bought this and used it, I hope you had more success with it than I did. So, those are not my favorite. Anyway, my favorite things are stitching right now. So I'll show you a few of the things that I've been working on. Like I say, I haven't gotten a ton done, but I have gotten some things done. I don't have my light on because it's so nice out. I hope this shows up. I hope you don't have a hard time seeing this. But I was working on the Stitchy Box Quaker Pumpkin. This was a stitch along that some of the girls were doing. So I got mine started, and I'm using the called for fabric and threads. And this is the first time that I have been working with silk. I love it. I love it. I keep forgetting to look over here, so sorry if I'm not looking right at you. But anyway, this has been fun. It should be a quick stitch, but I haven't had large chunks of time to, or even, I mean, this, I've just been nibbling away at this, but it's been fun. So, and I'm not in a hurry to stitch it up because it's not fall anymore, even though I'm diffusing orange and cinnamon. Anyway, so that's the Stitchy Box that I have been working on. It's been a lot of fun. I've enjoyed that. Another thing that I have, and here again, I've just put very little time in it, but I did want to show you that I am not giving up on my Summer Schoolhouse by Brenda Gervais. And I have been working on this, I realize, for a long time, but especially on this one, it's really kind of hard for me to work on this right now because I'm doing this on 28 count Lugana, 1/1, and so it takes a lot of magnification, and I don't always just have time to sit down under my light and stitch. So it's not one of these things that I can just pick up and stitch quickly a few stitches and then sit down. I really feel like I have to devote some time to concentrate on this one. But I have completed this house. Woo! I finished the house, even though it doesn't look like it's finished. That's where part of the little branch, the little vine is going to be coming into over the house. But the house itself is finished, and I've started working on the outline of the bird. There. So I really am enjoying it, even though I don't get to work on it very much. It is a lot of fun, and I am enjoying that. So that is where I am with that one. I did also work just a tiny, tiny bit on my journey piece for my sampler guild. I'm going to be going away on a retreat with our sampler guild in March, and I'm so excited about that. Looking forward to that. I haven't decided what I'm going to focus on. I usually try to just focus on one piece and get a big chunk done while I'm there. So I don't know if I'll work on my sampler piece or if I'll pick a new one. I'll probably pick a new one. I don't have good sense, y'all. I will probably pick a new one, even though I have a bunch of whips going on. And I could probably maybe even pick a whip and finish it while I'm there, which may be what I do too. I don't know. I haven't given it a whole lot of thought. But anyway, I'm not going to open up the whole thing because y'all have seen it 100 times. But I think since I saw you last, this is what I have done. And I don't think I have the cover with me, so I don't want to show you the pattern, but anyway, that's what I have done so far. So it's coming along. I think I've said before, I think I need to show this in September or October to the guild, and I will get that finished by then. One thing that I had been dying to start, and I finally got to start, was His Eye is on the Sparrow by Heartstring Samplery. I love this piece, and God just laid this on my heart that I needed to do this, and it has indeed. I started it, and it brings me a lot of joy, gives me a lot of comfort and peace, and I don't have a lot of it done, but I have started, and it's been fun. It's a big piece of it's a big piece of linen, so I kind of had, I like to stitch in hand. I prefer stitching in hand. I think I'm only using a Q-snap on one piece right now, and that's the summer schoolhouse. But I enjoy stitching in hand. I kind of do the sewing method. And so I'm trying to do that with this, but I am finding that all this bulk fabric is kind of hard to work with when I'm stitching in hand. And so I may wind up putting this in a frame. I don't know. I started out just using those big hair scrunchy clip things, you know. I would kind of wad up the sides and clip it with a scrunchie. And I did that on each side and at the top and the bottom. But that kind of made it, it was weighted a lot that way. Even though they're little plastic clips, they'd be floppy and kind of heavy on one corner. So I'm not sure how I'm going to continue stitching on this one, but I am going to continue stitching on this one. So right now, this is how far I have come, and it is so much fun. I love it. I absolutely love it. And I am stitching this on a 40 count mystery linen. I'm not sure exactly what this was originally. I did dip it in a coffee bath. I wanted to age it a little bit and give it just a little bit of modeling, but I didn't want it to be as heavily modeled as the fabric that was called for. I think it called for doubloon. I don't have this with me. I don't remember what it was called for, but whatever the fabric was, it was a little more modeled than what I wanted. So I took a piece of linen that I had in my stash, and if I'm not mistaken, it seems like I heard somewhere that if the linen has this orange stripe, it was a Zweigart. I don't know. I don't know, but anyway, I did give it a little coffee bath, and I like the way the color turned out. I guess this is pretty true. This lighting's a little strange today, but I think it's showing up a little lighter than what it actually is. But I do love it, and it's a lot of fun, and so I will. This will be probably my main focal. I will work on this more than any other. I will bring in a few other things though, because like I say, I want to get some gifts done, and I am working on some other things, but this is the one that gives me joy right now. So that's what I'm doing with that one. I started, like I say, I don't have good sense, and I thought I was going to be a real smarty britches the other day and start a new project on Valentine's Day. And I think I did it when we were watching the Olympics. That was a mistake. There is a band sampler that some friends of mine did last year. It was called the Blue Band Sampler. iStitch. If you go to Facebook, there is an iStitch red band sampler now, because 2018 is the red band sampler, but 2017 there was a blue band sampler, and it was this long sampler, but it was, you know, on a tiny band. And some friends of mine did it, and I loved it. It was gorgeous. So I think I went ahead and signed up and got the blue band sampler. They come out with a different part of the sampler each week, and it's just a small section of the sampler that you complete each week. And if you work on it as it comes out, it's easy to keep up with, from what I understand. But I think I signed up. Maybe it was a 28-week project. I signed up on week 25. Went ahead and got the whole, you know, the first 25 weeks, and then they sent me the others as they came out. So I saved all of those, and it was my intention in 2018, when they started the red band sampler, that I was going to keep up with that one. I was going to stitch them every week when they came out. I had good intentions, but that didn't happen. But like I say, I was going to be really cute and start this red band sampler on Valentine's Day. And but we were watching, my husband and I were watching the Olympics, and I just put Mom to bed and had, you know, an hour or so that I could just sit and do this uninterrupted, and so I got in too big a hurry. So I stitched the first band. Now this is 1/1. It is probably I think it's a 28 count band. And so I stitched this first band, and then I started stitching this second band, but the problem is this is actually the third band. I skipped the second band altogether, which wouldn't be that big a deal. I could just put the second band underneath this third band and just keep going, and nobody would ever know. But I also only skipped 2 spaces, and I was supposed to have skipped 3 spaces. Well, I'm a perfectionist, and it was going to bug me knowing that the second and the third band were swapped, even though it really doesn't matter. It would have bugged me. But now knowing that I only left 2 spaces instead of 3, I can't just let that pass. So I'm going to be ripping out the second band here, or this section here, and starting all over again. And ripping out 1/1 is not fun, and especially red. So I'm hoping it's not going to leave a lot of red residue, and I'm hoping I'll be able to get that out. But that's what I'm going to be doing, is ripping that out and starting that over again. But I think we're on week 6 maybe of this. So it won't take me long. I don't think it'll take me long to get caught up, and then I would like to stay current on that one. I think that maybe that would be doable for me. I hope so. So that was that one. And then my final thing that I have been working on since I saw you last was, now this is a gift. A friend has already had her birthday, so it's going to be a late birthday gift for her. But it's Silver Creek Samplers, A Sweet Friendship. Let's see if I can get that with not much glare. It really is cute. It's really sweet, and I think she will appreciate it. And I've gotten a lot done on it. So, I don't know how well. Maybe that's not too much of a glare. But that's where I am with that one. So it shouldn't take too much more, and I will get that one finished up. So while I have this one out, I will show you, because I think this is probably a pretty good representation of how I am. I had mentioned before that I'm all into organizing right now. And so I'm trying to get my flosses organized, my projects organized in different bags, different project bags, and having all my floss a little more organized into one area, one system. I don't know. I have used these floss away bags for years and years and years, and some of my floss away bags, this little part's completely rubbed off. You know, I've carried them around for so long. But I do love using floss away bags. I like being able to, once I cut off a piece of thread, I like to be able to put the leftovers down in the bag. I don't know if you can see that. I'm too lazy to bobbinate, and so this just makes sense to me. So I enjoy having the floss away bags. Put them on these little rings. And so that's what I used to do. I would just put all of the flosses that I need for a certain project on these little rings. Well, there were there was many years there where I didn't cross stitch at all. And we moved, and just in the last year or so, I started cross stitching again, and I went through a lot of the boxes that were down in my storage room trying to find some of my old cross stitch projects. And I would find envelopes of project bags rung together here, but I didn't know what project they went with. They had gotten separated from the project, and I had no idea what they went with. So I decided I was going to start labeling my little bundle of bags. And so I don't know who, I'm a copier. I don't have an original thought in my head, but somebody had told me about these key tags that they used. And I thought that was a great idea. They were using these on their project bags. They put them on the zipper pull of their project bag. If it was a bag like this that you can't see inside, you can't see what project is inside. So they would put those little key tags on the zipper pull so that they could just look at it and say, oh, that's your journey piece. And I thought that was a really good idea. So I started using those for my floss bundles too. So this is for the Sweet Friendship, this gift that I was making for a friend. So I was putting these key tags on the floss bundle as well as the project bag. But then I started realizing that I'm not real good about telling you guys what fabric that I'm using for a certain project. For example, this Sweet Friendship, I forgot all about telling y'all what fabric it is that I'm using here. So I decided to splurge on something that I've been wanting to get for a long time, and I bought one of these tag makers. This is a Fiskars tag maker, and this particular one will punch a hole in the tag. You can get some that don't have a hole maker, but this one will make the hole, and it will also set an eyelet. So I thought that was a really good idea. So I liked that feature. So I bought this tag maker, had a 40% off coupon. No, well, I think they were on sale for 40% off. And then I had a 20% off your entire purchase, including sale things at Joann's. So I got that. And so now, this is my plan anyway. I hope to, in the future, start doing this, is making a little tag to go on my little floss bundle. And it will tell the name of the pattern and who the designer is, what fabric it is that I'm using for that, and any information that I may need to know or that I may want to share with you guys. So that's kind of like the first part of my organization. Well, not necessarily the first part, but one part of my organization. I am using these little storage boxes that I picked up at, I think I picked these up at Costco. They were in I think I got 5 or 6 in a bundle. And my husband just cut out some little cardboard dividers so that it helps them to stand up better. And what I did was I took a floss, and I wrote on I wrote on the front of the Floss Away bag. Now this particular one is not a Floss Away brand. I'm not even sure where, oh, this is the brand of those that I just picked up. I went to Joann's and they didn't carry the Floss Away brand. They had this particular brand. And that works just as well too. It's the Floss Away bags have a little hole up here in the corner outside of the zipper in the part that's a little bit tougher, which I like that. This particular brand has the hole, where do they have the hole? I think it's in the corner of the bag itself. Yeah, it's in the corner of the bag itself, not in the tough part, but over here in the flimsier part. So I'm not as crazy about that brand. I do like the Floss Away brand better, but I was at Joann's, so I got what they had. So anyway, I put the floss in a bag. I label what color it is. Now on this particular one, this is 816, a newer 816. Some of the older 816s, a lot of the reds got changed. The dye lots were changed by DMC a year or so ago. And so the dot after the 816 means that it's the newer dye lots. So I have, I don't know if I have those organized in here yet or not. I have some older 816s and some newer 816s, so I'm differentiating that on these bags. So I did that with all of the colors that I had just within my reach. I've got a lot more DMC than what I have in this thing right here, but this is my start. So, in this project, for example, I pulled my 831, which I already had I took an index card, just a blank index card, and I had written 831 DMC on it. I pulled the 831 out of my little project bag here, and on the index card where I had previously written 831 DMC, then I went down and I wrote, okay, I have got some 831s pulled, and it's in my Hawk Run Hollow project bag. I also have some pulled for the Sweet Friendship. So the next time I go needing an 831 and look in my box here, I will see, oh, I've got some, but it's being used in these two places. So I can then decide whether I want to go buy another 831 or if I just want to go and steal it out of this project bag and use it and then put it back. So that has worked. That seems to be working really well for me right now. I'm enjoying that. So I did that with the DMC. This is DMC. I did that with my Weeks and Gentle Arts and Classic Colorworks. That's all the specialty floss I have. Those are the only types of specialty floss I have. I haven't made project bags for all of those yet, but I did the same thing with those. Like, well, let me see if I can find one where I've got, okay, this is, I must have had quite a bit of Pebble Beach. This was Classic Colorworks Pebble Beach, so wrote it on the outside on the Flossaway bag. Also wrote it on my blank index card, stuck it inside there. But I also had I had two skeins. So one skein I took out, and it is in my summer schoolhouse bag. So anyway, that is my little organization. Oh, and one more thing that I have decided that I'm going to start doing, and I haven't obviously done it on all of these. Say this Pebble Beach here. It says that it's in the Summer Schoolhouse series bag. What I want to do is then go back and write down what type of project bag that is, whether it's my red vinyl bag or if it's in the bag with the pumpkins on it or whatever. I'm going to describe the bag so that it'll be easier for me to find that as well. So that is my little bit of organization that I have been doing, and I know there are probably some of y'all that are going to say, I've got a much better way of doing that. Please share it with me. I'd love to. I glean ideas from everybody. Like I say, I don't have an original thought in my head, and I'm a copier and am not ashamed to admit that. So if y'all have some better ideas of ways to do that, please let me know. I think that's about everything that I had to share this time. I do want to thank y'all for all of the support that you've given me, the text, the messages, the cards. I had a sweet friend send me just a box of love the other day, and it was just packed full of just little things to lift me up and encourage me. There was, you know, a CD and some bath salts and candy, and it was just so sweet, and it came at a time that I really needed that the most. And all of the encouraging words have meant so much, so I appreciate it. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for commenting. And I think this is probably one of my longest videos, so I apologize for rambling, and hope you guys have a great week. Happy stitching.